Very well, thank you.
So sorry for keeping you on wait.
No
Uh,
worries.
so it's time for us to start the next session. So I'll start the session with a general introduction, and then I'll leave it up to you so you can share your presentation if you have any, or if you want to share some resources with the students. And this was a session everyone was looking forward to regarding low admissions. We were getting a lot of queries and questions on our Instagram page and on our
I see.
TechGenius Instagram account. So I'm sure there will be a lot of questions coming up. So we can move on to the session.
I'll be more than happy to answer every one of those questions. 1 minute.
So yeah, welcome to the next session of Profile Building Fair on low admissions in India. Thank you for joining this session and uh, remaining throughout all the sessions of Profile Building Fair. We have Tanya Bajaj with us from Law School Admission Council, LSAC. LSAC's mission is to advance law and justice by encouraging diverse and talented individuals to study law and by supporting their enrollment and learning journeys from pre-law through practice. Before we start the session, I would like to give you a brief of Tanya. Tanya Bajaj is Assistant Director at Law School Commission Council, Global, primarily supporting marketing and business development in India. In this role, she is responsible for securing new business and execute a comprehensive growth strategy. Previously, a business development manager at ACT India, she is responsible for outreach and building awareness about the ACT test, as well as she helps students. She has over 12 years of experience in this sector, and she has also worked as a senior manager in business development for education testing service projects. During this time, she parallelly worked with the US Embassy on projects involving micro scholarship and exchange programs for underserved children in India. She has also been a part of many corporate social responsibility projects which focused on empowering women through financial literacy. Before we begin the session, a few reminders I would like to share with you is this session will be recorded and it will be a part of the YouTube. It will be a part of our playlist, that is profile building playlist on our YouTube channel, that is Next Genius Webinars. And there will be a live Q&A session towards the end of the webinar with Tanya. You can all share all your doubts and queries on the Q&A feature that is there below. We'll try to take up as many questions as possible. I believe Tanya will be sharing her personal mail ID and the link to her website. For other questions, you can reach out to her and your doubts will be clear. So over to you, Tanya. Welcome to the Next Genius webinar series. We're really delighted to have you with us today.
Thank you so much, Helen, for that introduction and those kind words. I am excited to get started with this session and see where else we can support all the students here who are interested in law. It's wonderful to see that there is so much growth and so much interest among young students this time around. We ourselves are overwhelmed with questions and queries that come in about kids who are keen to understand and pursue law as a career. So let's just quickly get started. First and foremost, I want to know how many of you students, what are the first few things you think of when the word law comes into your mind? You can leave your answers in the Q&A section, just so that I understand where you are and so that I can kind of, work my way into meeting you where you are and helping you with the kind of questions. Right. One person says debate. Okay, that's interesting. What else? It could be maybe a phrase that's been said by some of the prominent lawyers in the past. It could be a movie, a TV show, or something that's just stayed in your mind about this powerful career like law. I have someone saying diplomacy. Okay, there's someone says lawyer. That's a no-brainer, Nikita. What else do you think when you think of the word law? As I said, it could be a TV show. I know that there are some popular ones, and kids tend to, dig watching them. Right, great. I see Jolly LLB. That's one. Legally Blonde, great. Then someone says innocent until proven guilty. All right. Rules and regulations. Trial of the Chicago Seven. Great. Yes, Suits. Yes, I was waiting for that one. Suits has been a very prominent part of the millennials and the Gen Zs. I see that and how amazingly it portrays the life of a lawyer. But please trust me, life is not like that when you study law. It's far more intricate, far more heavy duty than just what's shown in the TV show there. So great. Thank you so much for participating in that little quiz. Meanwhile, what do you understand when you say the word law, right? As I've mentioned on the slide here, law is very simply put, it's basically a body of rules and principles that regulate the conduct of human beings through the authority of the state. Have you ever wondered what the difference is between rules and law? Anybody? What could be the difference between setting some rules around, your general lifestyle and having laws around how you work your life? Anybody? Exactly. Somebody says rules can be changed, but laws can't. Okay. Okay. Anything else? Laws implement rules. Yes, very nice. That's a nice way to say that. Rules are absolute. Law is flexible. Okay. So basically, what I wanted to say to you is rules can be derived and developed by anybody, but when a rule is backed by the authority of the state, is backed by the parliament, then it becomes a law. And that is applied across that region, that country, right? Which is why it's very important to have your laws and order in place. So for the smooth functioning of a society. I'll give you a small, very simple example. For example, you're standing at a traffic signal, right? We all know the rules are that when it's red, you got to stop. When it's green, you got to, press on the accelerator and move on. Say, for example, the one day the traffic signal is not working. What happens in a few minutes? We all know in a few minutes it's going to be complete chaos on the streets, right? Which is why it's very important to have laws and orders, not just in the traffic sense, but there is law and order in every single aspect of our lives, which only goes to show that law is so deeply embedded into our lives and it's going to affect every single step that we take as we go. Moving along, just to give you an understanding of the kind of programs that are available in law. I do know you students are very young right now and in the process to truly make that big decision. So, yes, just to give you a quick understanding, there are several programs in law. First one being just give me 1 second. Yes. So, yes, in order to figure out the programs in law, I'm so sorry, my daughter. Okay. So basically, if you're in class 12 and you're fully decided as to whether or not law is the career for you, if you're fully decided, then the 5 year integrated programs make the most sense for you because right after class 12, you are going to choose your bachelor's degrees. Now, whether you take a Bachelor of Arts, bachelor's in business administration, BCom, BSc, BTech, all of these fields can be complemented with an LLB degree, which is a law degree. So if you're very, very particular, very, very sure that yes, I want to take up law in the future, you can use this opportunity and take up an integrated course where you will be doing your BA and you will have several core law subjects included in those 5 years of study. You'll have additional law subjects, which will mainly include the core subjects, which are contract law, civil procedure law, criminal procedure law, the law of torts, as well as the constitutional law. So if you study both of these in tandem, you will be in a position to apply all of those learnings in your field. So, for example, you want to study tax law. So, taking a BCom and an LLB will make the most sense for you so that you'll be exposed to learning more about taxes, about cost accounting, and things. Along with that, a law degree will complement your law future and past. Similarly, if you're looking at business administration, if you want to be a corporate lawyer, then a BBA, LLB will make the most sense for you. Same goes for Bachelor of Arts. So whatever subjects you're learning in your bachelor's will somewhere complement your law degrees as well as your careers in the future. Post the undergraduate program, there is the postgraduate program, which is after you finish your BA and LLB. Sorry, when you just do your BA, you'll have 3 extra years to take up a BA LLB. So all in all, if you break it down, you'll have 6 years of study. But if you take this integrated route, you'll end up finishing both degrees in just 5 years. I hope I was clear when I was trying to explain that. Then now another thing, I'm just trying to firstly give you a big picture of what the careers in law look like, what the fields in law look like. After that, I will break it down into smaller steps, which will help you to get ahead, in terms of your admissions, in terms of your preparations, as well as, the rest of the steps that come in place. So if we look at the fields of law, if you are looking at yourself graduating from a law school, these are the various fields that you can venture into. The most popular ones being um, corporate law, IPRs, which is intellectual property law. Here you will be, you want to visualize yourself and working in securing and protecting the legal rights relating to innovations, relating to new products that businesses launch, protecting the rights of authors, of artists, of businesses, and things like that. So intellectual property rights is a very popular, area at this point. Moving forward, there's also corporate law, and in this field, you will basically be working around including rules and pertaining to facilitation of management of businesses. So, as a corporate lawyer, you can be advising on agreements, negotiating with contracts, drafting agreements for your company, and protecting the rights of your own company when they enter into other contracts. Then there is also criminal law. This, as we all know, we must have seen a lot in the movies. This is an area of law that involves where you're assisting clients through the criminal justice process. So here, a criminal lawyer would be basically, having an understanding of the criminal procedures, court procedures, police investigations, as well as the Indian Penal Code. So these are some of the areas where there is a lot of scope. There is a lot of shortage of quality lawyers in the picture. So worth exploring. There's also space law. I remember one of the students mentioned in this that yes, there is opportunity in space law, in fashion law. For example, there are models or there are designers who want to protect their rights, who want to get into several contracts, but not have their interests violated. So you will be in a position to draft those contracts for them and protecting their rights. Sports and entertainment is a very big one as well, where you can represent certain sports entities, certain sports celebrities that we see all the time. Then there is also family law. As we all know, there can be many disputes within families around domestic relations, around divorce cases, around custody of children, around division of property, things like that. So these are very common everyday life issues which many people face, and they need to have legal support. The beauty about a law degree is that it's a forever versatile degree. So today, if you're studying law, you can be rest assured that you will never be out of work because this is a professional degree. And if you keep updating and evolving yourself as you go, you can be an entrepreneur. You can be, so these are the various career options, as I said. So entrepreneurship is a big one. You can be a corporate counsel, as I said, where you will be, representing other clients. You can be into litigation, which is the traditional model that people, lawyers follow, where you're appearing and, protecting the customers in the legal fraternity. There is judicial clerkship. There is law process outsourcing. So what happens in law process, legal process outsourcing is a lot of companies don't want to have an in-house legal system, a law department. So what they'll do is they'll outsource their legal work to another company. And you, as an entrepreneur, could be in a position to take on that work and deliver on the spot, right? Similarly, there is for example, it's academia. If you're interested in research, if you're interested in studying further on, then yes, academia becomes a very lucrative option for you. Social advocates, for example, if you feel strongly about human rights or have a passion in social issues, you can direct all your energy and strength towards very social issues like gender and caste and gender related things, environmental protection, child safety, human rights, LGBTQ. If any of these areas you want to make a difference, then yes, by all means, taking up a career in law will again be very beneficial. Post that, we all also have this understanding that getting into the legal system can be cumbersome and very taxing. So there is a wonderful opportunity that's up these days, which is known as ADR, that is alternate dispute resolution. So what happens is you, as a person in, as a lawyer, you will come into play and handle situations outside of the court through arbitration, through mediation, and conciliation. So these are very popular newer avenues that keep coming up in the law industry, right? Another common myth that I would like to debunk today is just because you studied law does not mean that your careers will be stunted only to these particular areas, like these ones that I've mentioned. You can also be working in the non-legal domain. You can absolutely be working in maybe civil services as a finance manager in a company. Banking and insurance is also a wonderful opportunity. Law reporters with media houses, politics, entrepreneurs, every aspect needs to have a legal foundation, any business. So in that sense, taking up law as a career again is really worth considering. I think one common question that students will have is, am I even cut out to be a lawyer? Because yes, it can be a little competitive. It is very cutthroat. You have to think on your feet. You have to have a lot of these such qualities. So if at this point in your time, if you see yourself interested in quizzing, or you have good writing skills, if you have good debating skills, if you want to even develop these skills in yourself, public speaking is a big one. So if these are the things that attract you, if you're good with the point that I've mentioned, like reading and researching, like if you're great with logical reasoning, if you can do hard work as well as smart work, if you're good with putting a point across, if you have an eye for detail, if these are the goals that you have and you want to reach there, or if you see yourself having these qualities, then by all means you can be a superstar when it comes to having a career in law, right? Moving forward, I will also ask you one last question, which is, what do you think is the common thread among all of these individuals here? These are, as you know, these are heavyweights in our lives. They have been achievers all through. The one thing that's common among all of these celebrities here is that they all have a law background. They've all studied law, right? So I think this is something, a point to ponder, that looking at law as a career, the sky is quite honestly the limit for each and every one of you. Now, now that I've given you a big picture of what your life can look like if you end up taking this stream, to take a few steps back to prepare you in that sense, first and foremost is you have to have an understanding of how to even get into a law college, how to choose the right college, what are the admission criteria that you will need. First and foremost comes, um, I think I've missed that slide, sorry. First and foremost is the college admissions that you need. What do you need to get into a college admission? There are several entrance exams that will help you to firstly develop the skills that you need at law college, and then get you the admission into the colleges of your choice, right? In that sense, that is where we come into play as the Law School Admission Council. As you know, we are the creators of the Law School Admission Test, right? The law school admission test is an at-home online test for law college admissions. Basically, the goal of this test is to help students develop and even enhance their critical thinking skills, their essential skills that students need to perform well and succeed in the law college study. So the law school admission, the way we do that is with the law LSAC law prep, where we also prepare students to study and do well on the test, so that you're in a position to do well in terms of the admissions as well, right? So moving forward, if I look at the LSAT India test pattern, it's fairly simple. It's a 2 hour and 20-minute test paper with about 92 questions. These questions range, we have about 30 odd questions in reading comprehension, logical reasoning, and analytical reasoning. Once you have a practice and the development of these skills, there are several colleges in India who will accept the LSAT India scores for you. So these are the colleges in India. So to give you a background, there is an exam called the CLAT, the CLAT exam, which is the Common Law School Admission Test, which is basically a test which is developed by the National Law Universities of India. So in case you want to, by all means, you should try to gain admission in the national law colleges. But that said, there are also several private law colleges in India who give you a wonderful experience in terms of, granting you internships, placements, good quality of faculty, a good alumni as well who will help and support you. So in order to embark on this journey, you will have to start your homework in these lines. If you look at the colleges here, there are OP Jindal College, who accepts the LSAT score, Alliance University, Bennett University, Jagran Lake, etc. All of these universities are law colleges with excellent courses available as well, right? With now that said, we also have we just finished this scholarship and we'll have this even next year. which is basically the Shamnath Bashir Access to Justice Essay Scholarship. You want to keep your eyes out for this because here we offer students a scholarship of 4 lakh rupees. Any student who participates in this essay competition ends up winning that money, basically, which is used for their college fees and things like that. Similarly, we also have the topper scholarship, which is, as the name suggests, the student who will top the LSAT exam will be in a position to gain that financial assistance as well from us. There are several other initiatives that we are running across the year where we basically encourage students to become ambassadors for our Discover Law India campaign. So you can work towards networking with schools, networking with colleges, networking with even faculty members of these schools to gain an understanding of what life is like, of what they can expect when they are in that law school, right? So in that sense, I would request for all of you to watch out for our website, which is discoverlaw.in, and it has a lot of information about the initiatives that we do, about the associated law colleges who work closely with us, about the test, how you want to prepare for the LSAT India test. As I've mentioned here, yes. So we have series of mock tests and practice tests that are available for you, where you can, enhance your skills and learn more about, getting into your dream law colleges in India. So with that, I think I come to the end of this presentation, and I am happy to answer any of your questions right now. Okay, so I have some questions saying, after studying law abroad, can someone study in India? That's a fairly good question. So basically, what happens in law is whichever country you're studying law in, you have to be practicing law in that particular region only. So, for example, if you've studied law in India, you will not be in a position to practice law in another country, right? You'll have to give an exam, which is basically like in India, we have the Bar Council of India, which is the main authority. So once the Bar Council of India launches an exam, which you have to give, and then you're authorized to become an advocate. Just with the law college degree, you become a lawyer, but you can only practice once you've cleared the exam from the Bar Council of India. Similarly, there are several other countries who have this kind of rule where you have to give certain exams in order to become an advocate and practice law in that country. Do you need to take a science stream to do IPR? You can absolutely take a science stream to be in IPR, because if you have an in-depth understanding of the way certain products are made, then you will be in a position to protect the rights of your company, of your client, as well as be successful in IPR as well. IPR is basically the intellectual property rights. So if there is new products or anything that's innovative that's been designed and developed by your company, you will have to protect those rights so that nobody copies those things and then launches their own. So that's where IPR is. I'm explaining it to you in very layman's terms, right? In terms of which law college is the best. All right. In India, there, as I said, that these are the ones that are very popular. But apart from this, among the private law colleges, the OP Jindal College in India is known to be the most popular. Along with that, there are several others as well, like GD Goenka is a good one, Alliance University, UPES. There's several others in the private front. But there are even very good national law colleges, like the National Law College of Delhi, National College in Bangalore, Nalsar in Hyderabad. These are also very popular colleges with very high class placements as well as very good faculty as well. So what I would recommend for you to do is you must do your homework in terms of looking up websites. The first few things that you want to see is firstly the faculty that's in that college, the dean of the college, the alumni, the internships that these colleges provide. So during your course in law school, you will be exposed to 8 to 10 kind of internships. That's a part of your study. They teach you how to study acts. They teach you how to implement or understand various statutes and laws and acts. That's basically what law school study is. So you will be exposed to various fields and various internship opportunities where you will be in a position to find your strength and find your sweet spot wherever you want to work. Is corporate law a good field in India? Yes, absolutely. Corporate law is one of the most popular fields in India, and it's absolutely worth exploring. I have one student saying, I am still a 10th grader, and is there anything I can do related to law? Right. So even in your 10th, yes, you are a little too young right now, but yes, there's no harm in looking out and just reading a little more about the current affairs. You can actually look up our own website where we have a lot of initiative, but from 11th standard onwards, where it can benefit you to read up about current affairs and various other things.
Thank you so much, Tanya, for clearing all the doubts and talking about the college admissions, the different courses, like the integrated courses that are available, the best colleges in India, and how to prepare for low, seeing your skills, discovering your skill sets if you would be eligible for LLB. So it has been a great session. Thank you so much. It was great
Thank
having
you.
you with us.
Thank you so much. And as needless to mention, my details are all mentioned here. You can absolutely reach us on Discover Law India at lsac.org. Along with that, we have these channels as well where students can reach out, because we have various webinars that we conduct where we invite senior deans and faculty members of international law colleges as well. So we have people coming in, we have deans coming in from Penn University, from Cornell University, Michigan University in the US, as well as the deans and the heavyweights of Indian colleges as well. They get together for a very interesting dialogue. So if that's something students, or even if your parents are interested in, I would recommend you to watch out that space and follow us on Instagram and all of these other channels as well.
Once again, thank you so much. It was the first time we had a session on low admissions in India, and we really enjoyed it. Thank you,
Thank you
Tanya.
so much. Thank you.
Bye.